Very good morning, my dear students. So this semester I'm going to handle a course namely Digital Image Processing. It is not that much new as compared to the subjects you all already might have come across. The subjects named as Signal Processing, that is Signals and System Digital Signal Processing. It's also in signal processing. The only thing is digital image itself is you're dealing with the signal is in a two-dimensional, three-dimensional and multi-dimensional analysis here. So the name of this course is Digital Image Processing. The course code is EC8093. The objectives of for this course, Digital Image Processing, is to become familiar you people with this digital image fundamentals, and you are exposed to get some simple image enhancement techniques in spatial and frequency domain, and to learn the concepts of degradation function and restoration techniques, to study the image segmentation and representation techniques, to become familiar with image compression and recognition methods. So these are the objectives of this course, Digital Image Processing. So you came to know about what are the digital image fundamentals available, and what are that simple basic algorithm which helps for to enhance your images in two different domains, namely spatial and frequency domain. And from this course, you're able to learn the concepts of degraded function, which means that information which is already affected, it is affected in the sense it might be affected with the pure noise or impure noise. You are going to restore that information from this degraded function. From the distorted information, you are going to recover back your original information. That's where you're going to learn the concepts of degradation function and restoration techniques. And you're going to study about that image segmentation and representation techniques. So once you start to restore and once you're going to enhance the things, if you're interested in a particular part or a particular region where you're very much interested to analyze that information in a deeper way, you will need of this image segmentation technique. Once if you segment that information, you need to represent what actual that image, for what purpose you are segmented. You have to represent for the reader perspective. So you're going to know about the representation techniques, and at the end you're going to be familiar with image compression. I thought you all might have been studied data compression in communication theory subject. In the fifth chapter, you might have studied about compressing data, what are the benefits and significance while you are compressing the data, what the purpose of that significant progress in your bandwidth and the channel utility and everything. The same thing we are going to perform as a signal here, which you consider as an image, and you're going to recognize from that image, you're going to recognize what actually the objects which are present in an image, for what purpose such an informations are available. You're going to recognize that objects and other sort of details which are present in a picture. Okay. So these are the main objectives of this digital image processing. It is purely often a lecture-based course. Okay, you won't have any tutorial, but doesn't mean that that examiners won't ask any problems and related with the things. They will ask problem. We are also going to ask problems. It is easy for you to solve with the help of certain formulas which are already available in this syllabus. Okay, and for this to know about this subject, this course, you no need of any kind of prerequisite for the things. You already know about what are signals, what are systems, in what way the signal is processed in. Okay, in terms of this digital signal processing, you might have come across certain fundamental theories in your communication theory and certain error analysis techniques in digital communication. All those applications you're going to apply in this course namely digital image processing. So this course has the basic 5 different units. At an end of the course, surely you're going to yield, these are the course outcomes from this course. Okay, at the end of the course, surely you came to know and understand the basics and fundamentals of this digital image processing, such as digitization, sampling, quantization, and two-dimensional transforms, which help for further analysis of your image signal. Similarly, at an end of this course, you're able to operate in that images, whether that images are animated images or natural images, by using the techniques of smoothing, sharpening, and enhancing the things. Okay. Smoothing means you're able to make your information or an image as in a pleasing way to pursue that information from our naked eye. Sharpen means you're able to pursue that information and you're going to make that image for a reader interpretation as in a better boundary, as in a better edge, as in a better contour mechanism. The way there is sharpening techniques. Enhancing means it's one way you're making an information, and while making your information, it is much easier for a human to perceive and visualize that information as in a better way. Such a technique is referred as enhancement technique. At an end of a course, you can able to understand the restoration concepts and filtering techniques too. Okay, and you can learn the basics of segmentation, feature extractions, compression, and recognition methods for color models. My dear students, you all might have studied about the basic signals, audio impedance signal, what are the different types of systems, okay, how you're going to process the signals in analog way as in a digital mechanism, okay. Certain sort of information and communication theory related details you might have studied in 5th chapter about the communication theory, namely different sort of coding techniques which are help to compress your data, namely Huffman code, Shannon codes, okay, Fano codes, and certain sort of details you might have heard. Those techniques you're going to make use in this digital image processing subject to enhance your images, to compress your image, to encode your image. Okay, so it is not that much tough. You might have heard that one, the digital image processing. It's very simple and easy subject for you all. It is much wanted. Whatever be the things, if you want to analyze that information which is available in a real time. Okay, as a communication engineers, this subject is much more wanted. Okay, it's easy for you people to understand. Once if you attend the class and access my all sort of YouTube content and what I'm going to deliver the details in future too. Okay, and often you can interact wherever if you find it's difficult for you people to understand the subject. Okay, the only thing in signals you might have studied about that one-dimensional signal. Here that in image, the same signal which you represent and keep that information as in a two-dimensional way. Okay, so with this small intro, I'm again presenting you people about the deeper course, each and every units, what we are going to discuss about the things. In the first unit, we are going to see about the digital image fundamentals. There you are going to see about what are the steps which are involved in this digital image processing and what are the components which help for this digital image processing and what are the elements of visual perception. Okay, so entire information is an image. So as a human, we need to perceive that information, view that information. Okay, so for that, you're going to study about our human eye structure. Okay, basically we are perceiving that information with the help of our God's gifted two eyes with us. Yes. So here you are going to see about what are the elements which are present in a human eye. Next, in what way which you are going to sense an image which is available in an environment. Okay, how you are going to acquire an image which is present in a environment. Okay, then we are going to see about what's that image sampling, quantization, and what's the relationship between pixels, color image fundamentals. Okay, and what are the primary colors, red, green, blue, then hue, saturation, and models. What are the two-dimensional mathematical preliminaries which are needed to know about this digital image? And the same theorems and series which we come across in that signal processing subject, namely two-dimensional transforms and digital Fourier transform are discrete cosine transform, which are going to be seen in this first unit. Okay, so the first unit is fully of an image fundamentals, and starting from that image acquisition until that process stage, we are going to see in the first unit. In the second unit, we are going to study about that enhancing your information. You are going to picturize something which is available in an environment, either with a camera or from our eye. Okay, such an information is not sufficient for an reader or an analyzer for certain applications. So we need to enhance that information which is available in an image. We are going to enhance that information as by means of spatial domain and by means of frequency domain technique. Okay, so under spatial domain we are going to discuss about the gray level transformation, histogram processing, basics of spatial filtering, smoothing and sharpening. Just now I have presented the outcomes of the digital image processing as smoothen their information means what are the significant information which are present in your image you are going to enhance. Sharpen means where you need of to know about the boundaries of an image or an edge of an image or as a contour of an image, these sharpening kind of filters are used. Okay, then you're going to enhance the images in frequency domain. Okay, you already might have come across the analysis of a signal in frequency domain with the help of Fourier transform, Butterworth filters, okay, and other Gaussian filters. Once get enter into an actual introductory, I will tell you people about what actually is spatial. Okay, already 50% of the syllabus we might have studied, you all might have studied in your digital signal processing and digital communication subjects. Okay, just application of those formula is alone is going to be carried over in this second unit. And coming towards the restoration and color image enhancement is carried over instead of your monochrome images. In this image restoration, restoring means you're going to recover back that original. Okay, what actually recover back that original is? You all might have seen that image, namely coconut trees. Okay, so it is already perceived in the mind from the childhood until now. The coconut tree is in the sense it has this much amount of an height, it has such an broader leaves at the top. Okay, while you are picturing that information by means of that environmental disturbances or by means of camera misalignment, your image of that coconut tree might have disturbed. Such an information is referred as degraded image. Okay. So what you're going to do in this unit is you are going to recover back this original coconut tree image from the degraded images. There you are going to study about what are all the basic degradation model available, what are the properties of those degradations, what are the basic noise models, and how for your mean, median, band reject, band pass filters or helps to remove this noise in order to recover your original image. Okay, then we are going to study about the notch filters, the narrow information what you want to perform. You already might have studied in DSP and the digital communication as inverse filtering technique and Wiener filtering. Okay, it's specifically here to apply to recover back your original image. You all might have come across that least mean square algorithm in machine learning technique also. In that second unit, neural network algorithm concept, there I have discussed you people with least mean square error mechanism. Why we need of to measure that squared error and minimum mean squared error and least mean square error. Okay, such a principle is applied in this linear filter technique. Next, coming towards that unit 4, under unit 4, you're going to study about image segmentation. I thought you all might have studied in set algebra in mathematical subjects in school studies itself. That I do it in my 6th standard itself, set algebra, where our teachers asked us to make a group of, okay, they used to give often this example, okay, there is a bucket, that bucket is having completely mixed color of balls with different sort of shapes. What's the purpose of set algebra? Okay, you have to make it as in a set. Okay, if suppose that bucket is having some 5 different colors, okay, if I ask you people to group those balls in a bucket as in 5 different colors, what do people are going to do immediately? So already you might have perceived some sort of different colors in your mind. Once if you are view that ball which is available in the buckets or a basket, then you're going to group those things. Okay, the same mechanism is going to be performed. That grouping is done by means of segmentations. Okay, from that overall mixed bucket of balls, you're going to segment as in a color based or as in a shape based. Okay, under this unit, you're going to study about what's the edge of an image, how you're going to detect the things. How for these transform techniques helps to know about this image segmentation. Okay, and you all already might have studied about the thresholding concept. It is of completely either lower information or higher information. You're going to segment that information either region based. Just now I gave an example to you. You're going to segment the balls, group the balls either based upon color basis or as in a shape basis. Likewise, you're going to segment that image either based on an edger content, sharpen details which are available in an image or based upon an region segments. Okay, under that you're going to go for an algorithm as the region growing, region splitting and merging techniques. So up to 50% of that unit image segmentation, you're going to study about. The segmenting is done by means of either edge or region. Then you're going to deeply study about certain basic mathematical structures are available to analyze your image, to segment your image. Such an operators are referred as morphological operators. Under that, you are going to study about erosion and dilation concept and its segmentation by means of this morphological watersheds. Okay, some basic concepts which you are going to study here, the basic dam construction and watershed segmentation algorithms which you all might have come across. I heard from your people, your presentation during for presentation by your team or either you or in your classmates, both in A and B sections. Most of them are presented in for and in symposium about image processing concepts, this watershed algorithms, how you are going to encrypt an image and decrypt an image you all might have come across. Somewhat already existent algorithm you are taken here as in consideration for that analysis and to know in a deeper way. Okay, then the final unit we are going to study about image compression and recognition process. Here again you need to know about what's the compression, what do you mean by compression, what's the need for data compression and some sort of this Huffman coding which are already studied in communication theory. Again, you're going to use the same thing over here to compress your image either in a two-dimensional or other dimensional way. Here, other compression encoding techniques, namely run length coding, shift coding, arithmetic coding, and so you already might have been familiar with the JPEG and MPEG. Okay, nowadays the newly born kid itself, that is baby itself, came to know about the usage of our mobile gases. Okay, without this image processing subject, using of this mobile for our day-to-day process is completely faceless. Okay, So you already might have came to know JPEG means Joint Picture Expert Group, MPEG means Moving Picture Expert Group. While you are storing an image, while you are what to say, download certain sort of informations, okay, to save that information, okay, to save the space for a multi-purpose, you will need to go for that compression and save the details as in JPEG or MPEG. Another sort of file formats are available, namely your PDF, PNG, and other sort of things. You are going to study about the basic compression standards in this unit, namely JPEG and MPEG standards. And you want to do something research out of it. Already certain algorithms are available. It's completely theoretical oriented one. You start to analyze with the already existing algorithm, then you start to perform the things. Okay. Then some sort of bounded representation, bounded description, Fourier description, recognition techniques which are going to be studied in this unit. And finally, regional description, original, that is region wise you're going to recognize with the help of topological features, textures, patterns, pattern classes, and recognition based on matching. So these are these things which you're going to study in this digital image processing. It's much simpler and easier for you people to score and get a good score in this course, digital image processing. So while you're screen this all these 5 units, yeah, so the ultimate objective, you are going to be familiar with this digital image fundamentals. You're going to get some exposure in this image segmentation techniques by means of these 2 different domains, spatial and frequency domain. And you're going to learn the concepts of degradation function restoration techniques to study that image segmentation and representation techniques. And you're going to be familiar with this image compression and recognition methods. So these are the objectives of this digital image processing course. Surely, I believe that you're going to know about these 5 different, okay, some deeper course outcomes at an end of a course. Surely at an end of your 5th unit, at that, before you're going to face an end semester examination, you're able to know and understand the basics and fundamentals of digital image processing by means of all these parameters. And it's easy for people to operate on images at an end of this course by using the techniques, namely smoothing, sharpening, and enhancement, and able to understand the restoration concepts and filtering techniques in a deeper way at an end of a course. And you're able to learn some sort of basic segmentation process, some feature analysis and feature extraction process, compression and recognition methods for color models. These are the outcomes which are going to be yield out at an end of this course of this digital image processing. So these are the textbooks, Rafael Gonzalez, Digital Image Processing by Gonzalez and Woods, and Fundamentals of Digital Image Processing by Anil K. Jain. We are going to prescribe you people about this Gonzalez and Woods. It's going to cover your entire 5 units, what it was prescribed in this syllabus. But if we want to strengthen our potential in this image processing, I'll recommend this Anil K. Jain book. It's completely of a mathematical models. It's going to give some different insights for you people to know about deeper knowledge in this digital image processing by this Anil K. Jain. And other references, Castleman and Gonzalez and Woods, some sort of digital image processing MATLAB algorithms are available. Just you can view and learn the things. You can visualize the real applications of each and every topic which I'm going to cover in that one. And multidimensional digital signal processing by Dachon and Mansera is there. And this digital image processing, it's an excellent book for this image enhancement and filtering and analysis technique, namely William Pratt. Okay. I have made use of this wonderful mean filter and median filter concepts, which was described and discussed in this broad subject for my own research thesis analysis. Okay. Then Milan Shankar et al. Image processing analysis and machine vision is going to give a deeper vision of the things. Okay. So as of now, which you are going to provide the things while you're coming for your physical connect classes, or you can get these books in your Google references also. And these consoles and notes were available, and NLK mathematically you can interpret those things in that way. Okay. So, my dear students, so these are all about the basic digital image processing syllabus and fundamentals of those things. Okay. Just Vishnuvardhan and Steffi Shah, you come forward and you can discuss with us about so far what I have presented to you people as in a crisp way, as 1 minute or 2 minutes in that way. Yes, Vishnuvardhan and Steffi Shah?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma. So for what I have presented, one by one you can present.
Yes, ma'am. With today class, we have go through the outcomes and the syllabus, ma'am.
Outcomes and objective of this concerned course. Okay, the name of the course is Digital Image Processing. Okay. Yes, Steffi Shah?
Ma'am, in the subject we are concentrating on processing an image, ma'am, through
Okay.
digital computers, and each section where we recognize the image completely. So, for starting from the very first fundamental, then we move on to the we have to get a processed image, and in order to get a processed image, we have to just restore it, and then we have to enhance the image in each section, and the segmentation process takes place, and finally we recognize it, and that's where this digital image processing takes place. So, and each and every section through which we need a algorithm as well as a mathematical problem based things where we have to decide whatsoever in the case of where we have to get applied in the field, in robotics as well as medical it is being applied. So in each and every section where we get a process image is being explained in each outcome.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, with this some sort of information which you people posted, I believe the things there are 28 students have been joined for today's class. Okay, so on behalf of all of them, from that discussion which was had with Vishnuvardhan and Steffi Shah, you all might have some knowledge about the entire course digital image processing syllabus. What's the objective of that course of this digital image processing? What's the course outcome of this course digital image processing which you are discussed now? Okay. Now I have moved on to the, and yesterday also I have posted already. Saravanan sir has posted the syllabus of this digital image processing course. You might have seen, and if not, after the end of this session, you go and view in your Google Classroom. And I have created an a blog information. The blog details also posted in your Google Classroom. Okay. So under this blog detail, okay, the digital image processing course are being posted, but the subject code it was differs, but most of the contents for this is available for your concern courses here. Okay, and some of that introduction to the image processing application of these subjects, which what way it was help for my research, and what direction has taken over in this one as a PPT is posted over there. In what way that recognition of an image is helps to categorize the patterns which are available in an image. So these are the PowerPoints which I have posted, and for the entire 5 units, handwritten notes also posted over here. Okay, you just enter into the blog and you can get an information about the subject. Not only for the subject, for other subjects also available. Okay, it's easy. Once if you are entered into a blog, you can download those things and you can start to prepare for as for your syllabus is concerned. And addition to that information is also available in your blog details, and some sort of YouTube videos which was already supported for this analysis is posted. Okay. From today onwards, for each and every unit, I'm going to post a separate video as in a deeper way also. Okay. So you can refer from today itself. It's not that much tough for you people to get into it. Okay. As a group, you can sit and analyze those things. Is Vishnuvardhan and Steffi, is this PPT is fully beyond you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Or
Yes,
could
ma'am.
I maximize much more?
Enough.
No, ma'am.
I can't, Pa.
It's okay, ma'am.
Okay, Pa, thank you very much. Okay, my dear students, now you all have some gist about what's with image processing and everything. So in this course, digital image processing, you all came to know about processing means you're going to process, okay, with the help of already existed algorithm, or otherwise you're going to create your own new concepts to process an information. Itself is processing. Okay, then what actually the digital image processing, you all might have came to know about picture. What do you mean by picture? Some of that information which you are telling is related with the things. At an end of this presentation, you might have came to understand about what actually a picture, what actually an image. Okay. So instead of viewing an information or seeing and signals as a data one, okay. If you are viewing something as in a picture, okay, all those information, such an image data is deposited in our mind. Clear. It actually is much worthier as compared to when thousands of words. That's what the picture indicates to us. Is it clear? To all. Okay. Then what actually an image? Okay. So it's a digital image. It's a multi-dimensional signal. You can sample in space or time and quantized in amplitude. Okay. So, my dear students, keenly observe the things. In the second unit introduction, I have discussed you people about the image enhancement. You're going to enhance that image either as in a spatial domain or an frequency domain. Okay. Frequency domain means you are analyzing the signal in frequency base. Okay. The very best thing which we might have come across and familiar with the thing is take the transformation of a signal as in a digital way. Okay, that itself is an frequency domain space. Okay, space in the sense, what actually the space here is, in space you are analyzing. Okay, now all are requested to look at me. Okay, I'm having the pen in my hand. Okay, now, if you start to pursue that information and analyze that information, okay, this thing is present in space, okay, in space, at anywhere in front of my face, it is in space, okay. So, while keeping this pin, okay, now you're going to capture that information. What in space analysis is, this is an origin, okay, that the pin is as available as in a vertical space, okay, and you're going to perceive the things as a two-dimensional way. It has an x-axis, it has an horizontal and vertical axis too. Okay, if you start to analyze the signal, that is as an image in space which is available at an environment, because which you are capturing that environment information with the help of a sensor or a camera, that itself is referred as an image. Okay, so you are analyzing that image as in spatial domain. Could you all able to understand? That's what the formal definition which they are stated over here is. It's a multi-dimensional signal. It is sampled in space or time, and you're going to quantize that information for an amplitude purpose. Okay, actually, in a looser definition, the image itself is a picture. It has its brightness values in the picture. It may represent about your distance, reflectivity of a component which are present in a picture, density of a picture, and temperature, etc. These image might be a two-dimensional way, it's a planar way, or in a volumetric way, it's a three-dimensional or in an n-dimensional way. Okay, these an image, the image itself is a picture. You're going to represent that image as an image elements. What actually an image element? It is composed of a finite number of elements, each of which has a particular location and value of it. Okay, it has two-dimensional pixels. It is called as a picture elements. If it is in volumetric, it's in three-dimensional. We used to call it as voxels. Then four-dimensional and higher elements is referred as hypervoxels or hypervolume elements. Okay, so the image is consists of an image elements which is used to called as a picture elements are pixels. Okay, if suppose the picture elements or all the picture elements which is present in an image which is having an identity, uniformity at an entire place, okay, then we used to call that image as a texture. Okay, in the fifth unit, so as of now from the first chapter until that process of this one, which are going to discuss that information as an picture elements. In the fifth chapter, we might have come across the term namely texture. Texture means the picture elements or which is having an uniformity in the nature, which is having an identical in nature. For example, if you consider some wooden table, okay, from that left corner to an right corner of the table, or if you consider an wall which is present at, or you consider the whiteboard which is present at the back of me, which is having a uniform informations, uniform picture elements are there. Such an informations are referred as an texture. Okay, so here, if the picture element is an, if the image is in two-dimensional, we used to call that picture elements as an pixels. If it is in three-dimensional, we used to call that picture elements as in volume elements or voxels. If the image is in four-dimensional and higher dimensional in that way, then volume elements is used to called as an hypervoxels or hypervolume elements. And if suppose the picture elements which is having an identical in nature, then we used to call it as a texture. What actually a digital image? Okay, in this slide which you discussed about, just as an image itself is a picture which is a collection of an picture elements. Okay, so it just is a reflection of certain objects which you acquire or which you viewed in a nature. Okay, then what actually a digital image? It can be considered as a matrix whose rows and column indices identify a point in the image and the corresponding matrix element identifies the gray level at that point. Okay, so this digital image, as I have already stated that image is a collection of picture elements. Okay, we are consider that image, you're going to represent that image as in a digital. That picture elements are represented as in a matrix. It has rows and column indices. Each and every pixel is identified a point in that image and the corresponding matrix element value in that image. Such a thing is identifies the gray level at that point. Okay. After the break of the session, I'll plot an image. I'll let you people know about what actually a pixel, how that point is represented in a pixel. Okay. Hence, it is considered as a matrix of both the indices and a point in that way. Okay. This is what I have shown this pen as an details which are present in space. This is an origin and this is an y-axis and this is an x-axis. That's what indicator. You consider this is a pen where there is a point. This is a vertical axis and this is variant horizontal axis. Okay. The picture elements are represented as in a bit. Okay. It varies from 0 to n minus bits. This is your two-dimensional image. Okay. It is represented as a picture element as in a matrix for an x and y axis in that way, 0 to n minus 1 as in row wise picture elements and sorry, it's in column wise picture elements. 0 to m minus 1 is your row wise picture element. Okay, This point is referred as a picture element or a point at which it has a coordinate in both x and y axis. If you consider this point, whatever may be the point, then each and every point in this two-dimensional f of x comma y as an image, that point is referred as a one pixel. Okay, so this basic nature of an image is f of x comma y. It may be characterized by two components. One is that illuminant, and other one is reflectance of the things. My dear, all of you listen here. So this is a pen. How would you came to know this is a pen? Okay, because some external light source, okay, fall on this object. Okay, the reflection of this picture, okay, it gets perceived by an eye as an image. Could you all able to understand? This is an object. When light falls on this object, the reflected information of this picture falls on an eye. Perceive those reflected information of this object as an image. Could you able to understand? So that image, what it was perceived by this environment as a pen, it must possess two components, mainly illuminant component and reflectance component. The amount of source light incident on the scene being viewed is illumination, I of x comma y. And the amount of light which is reflected by the objects in the scene is reflectance, R of x comma y. So the f comma y is in combination represent product of I of x comma y and R of x comma y. R of x comma y. Okay. So this is the basic nature of an image. So any image is a two-dimensional structure. It must possess two different components, illuminant and reflectance. Then f of x comma y, okay, is just a product of I of x comma y into R of x comma y. It must be of infinite value. It must be of an infinite reflectance value in that way. Okay. So this is where you consider in this slide that digital image is shown of a baby face is shown in that way. Okay, you will see the things, the small square which you are considered here, that image which we are captured from this baby faces, which you consider only the nose of an this baby. And the picture element values for these two-dimensional is represented as in a matrix over here. We acquire that information as in a camera. Then we are digitizing the things. The digitizer purposes, we are going to sample this analog information and digitizes in the things. The outcome of this digitizer, it must possess a set of number of two-dimensional grid. Okay. As I have stated that each and every pixel element is represented as in a bit. Okay, so basically the bit is represented as 2 power n. Okay, what actually that n might have possessed either 0 or 1. Okay, here in an image processing technique, the pixel element, if it is having 0, then which you used to call it as a darker image, black image. Okay, if the pixel value which is having the value 1, which is having a higher digital discrete value, then we used to call it as an white level or white image. Okay, then what do you mean by a gray level? It's a combination of black and white. Okay, zeros and ones of it. Okay, clear? So here that image pixels is represented by 255 by 255. Okay, what actually 255 by 255? How we got the 255 bit level representations? Why the combinations of black and white varies from 0 to 255? Why not above the things? And what the size of an image and everything, which you're going to discuss soon after the presentation of the things. As of now, you just see this is an analog image which you are captured in a camera. We are very much interested in this concerned region, which you are making use of this digitizer process. You can digitize it and out of it, which you processed. Okay, deepen analysis of that information, which I have presented you people once after the first session break it's over. Now, surfer, which you are discussed about. what is an image and what is a digital image, how the digital image is the nature, how the digital image is represented. Now only enter into that image processing. Image processing is a subclass of signal processing. It concerns specifically with the pictures. It is a discipline in which both input and output of a process are completely images. Okay, what may be the processor element is processing your input, and the outcome which your yield output is fully of an images. Such a processing mechanism is referred as an image processing. It's nothing new in that one. The signal processing is carried over here. The image is considered as a two-dimensional signal. Okay. Then to improve the image quality for our human perception or to computer interpretation or processor interpretation, the perception is limited to visual band of electromagnetic spectrum, which you already might have come across the very basic signal processing technique itself. So imaging any things, okay, with the help of a machine, it almost cover that entire electromagnetic spectrum. Okay. Just it should discussed about what is an image and what's that digital image and what's that image processing and how the digital image processing is carried out. Okay. Then we need to know about why do we need these to process the images? Why can't we keep that images as self? What's the purpose to process that images? Why we need to process that images? It is very, very important. The very first significance behind this processing and images helps to facilitate the picture storage and transmission. Okay. So efficiently storing an image in a digital camera, and it's easy for them to send an image from a Mars to an Earth. Okay, such an quality-oriented course this digital image processing, and you can prepare for display or printing by means of adjusting your image size, half toning, etc. And you can enhance and restore the images, which means you can remove the scratches from an old movie, improve the visibility of a tumor in a radiograph, and you can extract that information from that images, read that zip code on a letter, and you can measure that water pollution from an aerial images. So these are the sample of places where we need to process the images, which means it helps to facilitate picture storage and transmission. It's preparing us for to display that images in a better way or to print that information in a better way. Helps to enhance that information and to restore that images. Helps for extracting that information from that images. For these purposes, we need to process that images. Just these are the basic examples which you all might have come across in daily day-to-day process. Okay, there is a processing of an image data for storage, transmission, and representation for an autonomous machine perception. It's needed. Okay, and once if you process that image, then it's easy for us to analyze. Okay, and then only we came to understand what the details or what the information which are present in an information, what the details which are present in an image to interpret, to give much more information about that image. Okay, therein where the area in between the image processing and computer vision is carried out. For to know the things in a deeper way, you will need of this course, mainly digital image processing. Okay, and there are three different types of computerized process, namely low-level image processing, that is low-level processing of an information, mid-level of processing of information, and high-level of processing of informations. In these three types of digital image computer-based processing, low-level means both your input and output are images. All these primitive operations such as image pre-processing, reduction in that noise, your contrast enhancement, image sharpening, image smoothening, noise reduction, everything is comes under that type of process named as low-level image process. Then coming over to a mid-level process, your input may be of your images, but your outputs are an attributes. You are concentrated with a particular parameter where you are very much interested. How you're going to process the things is much, much important. Okay, the outputs are attributes extracted from those images. Okay, namely the segmentation of segmentation technique, description of certain objects, if you want to classify some individual objects, your input might be of an images, but your output might be of certain sort of parameters objects. For example, if you consider the things, so out of this entire baby face of an image, okay, we are very much interested to know about what that information which is present in the nose part of a baby. Okay, that's what I want to convey that information over here. The inputs may be of an images here for the mid level, but the outputs or attributes which are extracted out of this entire baby face. The small part of a nose of a baby is considered for an analysis. Such a parameter attributes you might have expected out from a segmentation process or description of any objects, classification, then high level processing of this image which comes under image analysis. Okay. Once if you know what are the elements, what are the details which are present in a nose of a baby, then we came to know what are the contents which are present in the nose of an baby, and what are the things which are needed for a further sort of analysis, and what are the things which are not needed for further sort of analysis. Such a level of processing is referred as high level processing, namely image analysis. Okay. The area in between just as an image processing and computer vision itself for an human. Okay. And some sort of histories are available. You already came to know because all nowadays this generation kids are well versed in usage of the gadgets. I need no need to put in much more point or think about this history. You can refer back in the PPT and came to know. These are the very first transmission of images, a digital picture produced in 1921 from a coded tape in the telegraph printed with the specific typefaces which they are showing. Okay, it was a picture in 1921 and it was transmitted in long distance by a telegraphic printer at that age, at the time in earlier 19th century. And then digital images made in 1922 from a tape punched after the signals which were crossed by means of Atlantic some errors are visible over here. Okay. So what the purpose of this image processing is? Well, this acquired information is somehow it's clear for certain reader or certain visualizer, but it won't be clear for certain visualizer. Okay. So in this digital image processing course, you're going to enhance the things and you're going to segment the things, you're going to restore the things, you're going to compress the things, then only you can represent it, what actually this image and what the purpose of this image. So these are the fundamentals which are going to be seen in this first unit. And once after the completion of this fundamental steps which you're going to be studying in this course, I'm going to wind this session for a break. Okay. So in this entire digital image processing course, you're going to study about image acquisition and what way which you acquire an information from an environment with a camera or sensor, other devices which are receive that information, acquiring that information, image acquisition. Then once after acquire the things, that information gets disturbed or you want to enhance that information in a better way for our visualization purpose. Image enhancement is the next step, followed with image restoration. This enhancement and restoration is more or less same and differs in that way. Okay, the application part itself is get differs. The restoration means you're going to restore back that original information, okay, from your disturbed image. That's the third step of our image restoration. But enhancement is that image might have been disturbed or that image might have been corrupted or degraded in that way. Therein image enhancement is carried out. Okay, the next step followed with image restoration is color image processing. As I have already stated in the initial stage of an earlier 19th centuries, in 1921 and 1922, that information which you acquired and pictured, that image itself is a monochrome image, and okay, and it's not in completely the complete black or white. It's a combination of black and white. But this gray level images are being captured in the way. To make that information and better for our visualization purpose and analysis purpose, this color image processing steps are being included. Then coming towards and wavelets and multi-resolution processing, you already have come across a significance of Fourier transform and other things. It is supported for two-dimensional analysis alone. Okay, if you want to analyze that information as in multi-dimensional manner, okay, as I have already stated that that image might have been in a two-dimensional or in a three-dimensional or in a higher dimensional way. In order to analyze these things, this wavelet transform and multi-resolution processing steps are needed. Next is followed with the compression technique where you want to compress multiple amount of band of information, those with image or a movie picture. If you start compress, then naturally there is a space for you to send much more information along with the same channel. This is the next step, followed with morphological processing. As I have already stated in the syllabus itself, morphological operator is the mathematical operators which was framed by the researchers and expert members of this digital image processing course. They have framed certain mathematical morphological operators which are helpful to perform further sort of process. Okay, up to these steps, all your input and output are images. Okay, and then followed with this morphological operators, the segmentation process, where you are very much particularly interested the nose part, outside to the nose and inside to the nose part of that concerned baby image. That is, you are going to segment that information either by means of edge-based segmentation or region-based segmentation. This is the next step which are followed in that way. Once after you segment the things, you need to represent what the segmented part, okay, and then segmentation and representation. And finally, you're going to recognize, okay, after representing, which you're going to give in the proper labeling and recognition. That is description for the concerned segmented mechanism. Then finally, you're going to recognize that object. Okay, for these four steps, the outputs of these processes generally are image attributes. So these are the fundamental steps which are going to be studied in the entire 5 units. And this is the base for the things. Okay, in order to perform these processes, you may need a certain knowledge base. Okay, so you might have put a question while seeing this slide. What is then the problem domain? Okay, the problem domain is you consider the scene, a baby picture, face of a baby picture. That entire image itself is a problem for us to analyze. Okay, it itself is a problem domain which was acquired by a camera. Then further sort of things is processed. Okay, to perform all those things, the knowledge base is needed for us to perform this operation. That's why the bidirectional arrow is represented over the things. Okay. This itself, this slide itself indicates about the 5 units process and what which you are going to be learn and going to study in this course, mainly digital image processing. Okay, by keeping this as a base, I'm going to break this session.